What's good? We back. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. Night grind. You know what it is, man. It's the Boxing Clinic. And apparently, Manny Pacquiao may not be ready to fight Jeff Horn this year, or at least by November, because from what I'm understanding, one interview I seen, he's supporting the troops somewhere in the Philippines, and he's doing a whole bunch of political type stuff. They're going through a really deep war. Been going on for a long time now. And he's entrenched. He's immersed in his political role. Excuse me. And that was out of Freddie Roach's mouth. Said he hadn't contacted Pacquiao like 2 weeks ago. Hadn't talked to him about a rematch with Jeff Horn. Said he was not reached. He wasn't able to be reached, and it was hard to get in touch with him. So makes pretty much sense. Said that Bob Arum said he's going over to Manila to see what Pacquiao wants to do, if he wants to fight in November or he wants to wait to 2018. Now, that's an interesting dilemma here. If he waits to 2018 to take on Jeff Horn may not have that belt. Bob Arum is looking to stage another fight with Jeff Horn in in Brisbane again. And that will most likely be, I'm guessing here, versus Terence Crawford. And I say it's versus Terence Crawford for the simple fact that Bob Arum wants to get Pacquiao out the way. And, Terence Crawford, he's moving to welterweight. He was supposed to go to Brisbane and be a spectator for Pacquiao Horn and get the winner. And now he doesn't even have to go through Manny Pacquiao anymore to get that belt. Now, if Pacquiao elects to step aside and wait until next year, which may be very feasible for the simple fact that he's going through a lot in his role in the Philippines being a politician, that Terence Crawford may step in and take on Jeff Miso Horny in November. And I'm just guessing there. I'm going to leave the article link in the description. Tell me what you guys think from Boxing Scene. But I think it's Terence Crawford, Jeff Horn. It's an outside chance that Earl Smith can get Jeff Horn for whatever reason. Crawford just eluded a 90-day prison sentence over him trying to get his car back out of a little rebuild shop, whatever, car shop, whatever that was. But we know Jeff Horn is open to fight anybody, and the article said that Jeff Horn will fight a good opponent in Brisbane, Australia. I don't think Terence Crawford has any issue going over to Australia because he believes, he has the back in the top rank. He has the power, he believes, and the skills to, outclass Jeff Horn and potentially knock Jeff Horn out. Now, I said if Terence Crawford knocks out Jeff Me so horny, I'll be impressed, and I think I will favor him over, I already favor him over Keith Thurman. I changed my mind on that about a week ago. But I think if he got that type of game changer power at 147, I don't see too many people fucking with Bud. The chin, I don't know about the chin and defensive lapses. We have to see about that. But just know if Terence Crawford gets that WBO belt, man, Pacquiao is not going to want any issues with him. Freddie Roach already said it. They don't want no smoke with Terence Bud Crawford. They said they okay with that. I said, at this age, at Pacquiao's age, out of Freddie Roach's mouth, he said it ain't a good fight for Pacquiao. He said he wants to fight he wants to fight Marquez, even though Marquez is retired. Said they won't stop until Marquez come out of retirement and get him a rematch. That comes out of Freddie Roach's mouth. He needs to dream on that one. And that's who they want. They say they like Mikey Garcia fight. Freddie said that him and Robert Garcia has talked about that fight as well, making that fruition. He likes that fight. He likes every fight. Even the Danny Garcia fight he said in the past. He likes every fight besides Terence Crawford. And they know Bud is the motherfucking truth and beat that ass. So if Bud Crawford can get that damn title off of Jeff Horn, Pacquiao will just disintegrate into the wind. He'll retire. Trust me. He's not going to step up and fight Terence Crawford. No matter if it's in the Philippines, America, Nebraska, Alaska, no matter where it's at, he ain't fighting Terence Crawford. Now, he wants to continue on his career. I don't know what. As far as getting belts, it don't matter about belts anymore than Manny Pacquiao. And that's where his sentiment is going to change right there. His aim going to change. Oh, I don't need belts anymore. I'm Manny Pacquiao. And he's going to start saying that shit. He's going to try to fight other guys just based off clout and the star power that he brings. He's very vulnerable as a fighter right now because he's not focused on boxing. And, of course, he's aging and not as focused as he used to be on boxing. Like I said, once you get that cash and that moolah in your hand, you reach your ultimate goal. You're not as hungry as you used to be. And, three of these young hungry lions right here ready to take Pacquiao head off. Now, Errol Spence can get in there as well. Jeff Horn has been very open about fighting Errol Spence. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford both showed abilities to go overseas and win belts and come back. Crawford with Ricky Burns and Spence with Kell Brook. So I don't think Errol Spence will have any issue with going over to Brisbane to beat the shit out of Jeff Horn potentially. Even though Jeff Horn is a tough cookie, he's a big welterweight. He could take a punch, tough as nails. But I don't think Errol Spence will be deterred about going over there. And Bob Arum is eventually going to have to work with Errol Spence anyway if Konstantin Pulimov wins his IBF Eliminator versus Carlos Uncampo. And I think it'll be a great way to kick off the relationship between Errol Spence and Bob Arum. Because they're going to have to go to purse bid or work out a deal with if Konstantin Pulimov win, because Konstantin Pulimov will be the number one contender to Errol Spence's belt on the IBF at welterweight. So, like I said, I had a little theory out there. So if he makes a deal with Jeff Horn, then makes a deal with Konstantin Pulimov, and then makes a deal with Terence Crawford down the line, I think it'll work out for both parties. I think it'll work out for Bud. I think it'll work out for Pulimov. I think it'll work out for Bob Arum and Errol Spence, for the simple fact that Bob Arum will kind of, unofficially get Errol Spence on the contract for 3 fights, because he'll be like, okay, you can fight Jeff Horn, then we can make a deal. It's easier to make a deal. We already dealt with each other before. I got an option on Jeff Horn. I don't give a shit about Jeff Horn. You beat Jeff Horn, then 2 of my fighters get a crack at your title, and we can move on from there. And what I mean like that, he beats Jeff Horn. If he beats Jeff Horn, with 3 of his guys, because he had an option on Jeff Horn, Bob Arum, beats Jeff Horn. Then if he fights Pulimov, that's 2 cracks at his title. And then if Pulimov and Jeff Horn can't beat Errol Spence, and then Terence Crawford get a chance to get 2 titles fighting Errol Spence once. And I think they like their chances with Terence Crawford versus anybody in the world, if you ask me. So 3 of his fighters get to fight Errol Spence and get a crack at Errol Spence, and that will kind of get Pacquiao out the way. Plan A would as well, with just fighting Jeff Horn and Terence Crawford. And I think Crawford and Spence is more likely to meet than Thurman and than Terence Crawford, in my opinion. I spoke on this before, for the simple fact that Keith Thurman's always injured or some shit. He got mandatory versus Sean Porter. I think his tune-up fight is going to be versus Danny Garcia when he come back. That's what Danny Garcia ain't trying to take a hard fight, in my opinion. And I think Thurman, he only fight once the last 2 years. So, trying to make those accommodations for Crawford or Errol Spence, you better off just letting them fight each other. And if Errol gets a crack at Jeff Horn, then it's mandatory with Pulimov. And then, Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford can make a deal with Al and Bob for the winner, getting Keith Thurman if he ain't injured or bullshitting around that time, or he doesn't lose. And I think it works out for all parties. But in both scenarios, if Pacquiao, all 3 scenarios, if Pacquiao, 2 scenarios, if Pacquiao he don't opt to fight Jeff Horn in November, it's a wrap for him. He's eventually going to have to fight Crawford or Spence. If they beat Jeff Horn, there will be no Jeff Horn rematch. If Jeff Horn, like the article says, according to Bob Arum, takes another fight in November, and not only takes another fight, it said it will be a good opponent. That title was coming off of Jeff Horn's hands, and it's more likely to be Terence Crawford going over to Brisbane, beating the shit out of Jeff Horn, and then plan B will be Errol Spence going over to Brisbane to beat the shit out of Jeff Horn. So either way, Pacquiao, if he really wants his fucking shot again, he's going to go through Terence Crawford or Errol Spence, in my opinion, because no other top-ranked welterweight is available. Jesse Vargas is